everyone. This is Sister Glenda here. I come to this time to share some poetry reading, celebrating Black History Month. And these are some poets that I really like. And the reason I like the poems that I'm sharing with you now is because they're uplifting and they're motivating and they're to give you encouragement to keep going and recognize, the reason I think Black folk in the past made it because people were telling them, come on, baby, you can make it. You can make it. Keep going. So these are some selections that I decided I would like to share with you. So let's get into the first poem. The first poem I want to share is a poem by Langston Hughes, and the title of it is called Mother to Son. In this poem, the mother's trying to encourage her son and sharing what she's been through. Let's begin. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It has tracks in it and splinters and boards torn up and places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time I's been a climbing on and reaching landings and turning corners and sometime going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on the steps, 'cause you find it kind of hard. Don't you fall now, for I's still going, honey. I's still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's just wonderful that she's encouraging, and these words are encouraging to anyone to keep on going, keep pushing. Now I'd like to share this poem that's by Michael Wayne. And this poem is titled Don't Quit. When people pull you down, as they often will, when the battle you're fighting is all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, when you're laughing although you would rather cry, when you discover yourself slowing down a bit, stop and take a breath, but don't you quit. Although you work so hard just to get this far, you must study your pace just to stay where you are. You'll need twice the effort to make your way. Tomorrow won't come until you're conquered today. And if you discover yourself slowing down a bit, stop and rest if you must, but don't you quit. Always do the best that you can possibly do. Treasure true friends who are far and few. Never give up, whatever the burden you bear. Just one more step might get you there. Often the battle that is proceeding slow will conclude abruptly when dealt another blow. Succeed in believing that you will not fail. Use diligence and determination to set your sail. When the weather is stormy and the waters are rough, and the moment of peril, the strong get tough. Whenever life presses you down a bit, stand up and shout, I will not quit. Love it, love it, love it. I love it. Now, this one here is a little different. This one is by a teacher that I met that wrote poems, and I don't know if they ever was published, but I think he did. He might have had a book published of poems. I'm not sure. Um, but his name is D.A. Atley, and I was told he had passed away. I was so sorry to hear that. But I would love to share his poem. This poem is called "The Woman," but I want to set it up a little bit. It's about a woman who feels that she can't make it. She's not used to standing on her own 2 feet and making decisions and doing it. You know, she's someone that life has beaten her up, and didn't she hasn't had the opportunities to let's say she didn't learn to fly. So let's go with this one. It's called The Woman. One day a woman woke up and found she was no longer a child, no longer a little girl holding on to someone's hand, alone, with no one to take her across the street and buy her things she wanted. And she felt lost and hurt and cheated. So she started to cross the street alone. But after a bit, she stopped, so sure she couldn't do it alone. And she sat down right there in the middle of the street, thinking that she couldn't do it alone, couldn't cross that street by herself. And so she sat down there. Wonderful, so powerful, so powerful. And I just enjoy these those 3 poems. And I have written many poems, and about 3 or 4 of them got published in a community paper. And I have many that's just my feelings on paper that I have. And I enjoy these type of poems that I shared with you at this time. And I might come back and share some more during this month. And also in the what is it called? March, the Women's Month. So have a good day until I come again to share the Word of God or some poems. Okay, be blessed.